Kingdom Hearts is definitely a strange series of video games for those that haven't played them before, that I've been a fan of for far too long now. I remember about 11 years ago dusting off the old PS2 because I wanted to replay Kingdom Hearts 1. While I was looking up synthesis guides, I realised that everyone's game looked 10 times better than mine, and they were fighting enemies that I'd never even seen. This was the first time I realised that the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix existed, which is a remastered version of the game with added assets, a whole visual revamp, using the triangle button for commands, and last but not least, listen up mate, because for those that don't know, this is going to blow your fucking mind. They used to use the R2 and L2 buttons to rotate the camera in this game. Yeah, mate, and you're not fucking making it up in your brain, you're not hallucinating. I actually just said that. The back two shoulder buttons on the PS2 controller used to rotate the camera. There's another stick just there, man. Put that shit to you who controls the menu. Fuck you, man. Sorry about that. It's so stupid. It was such a bad idea. So this game released on the newest hardware at the time, which was the PS3. This meant that it had a trophy list, which for me was incredibly exciting. With Kingdom Hearts getting a new title every decade, the old games being remastered every 5 minutes, and a fan base that just outright refused to give up, this game is still very relevant in today's video gaming world. Which means that even in recent times, I hear how difficult this particular trophy is. Which is strange, because I don't remember struggling with it in the slightest. And to this day, it remains one of the rarest trophies on the list, with only 3.4% of players earning it. So today's video is going to be me replaying through Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix as quickly as possible to try and get a trophy that I've already got 2 times. Hopefully for anyone that's struggling to get the trophy, this can be like a guide on how to maybe get it a little bit easier. It's pretty simple, man. And to those that have already got the trophy, just fucking stick around, man. Watch this shit. I don't know. So, the strategy. I don't have one. If we're going to base this on the average person playing the game, implementing a bunch of dumb speedrunning tactics doesn't really make any sense. So what I did was, picked up the rod, I dropped the shield, because who the fuck needs that? And I know we're not going to be fighting many enemies, so with the stupid questions asked at the start of the game by the seemingly lost Final Fantasy side characters, you take all the top ones, which means you get to level 40 super fast, but the XP you earn after level 40 is greatly increased, but that doesn't really matter, because hopefully we're going to have killed everyone by then. Also, when you think about it, there's no point spending valuable time killing enemies that are only going to give us 1 or 2p, when I can save that time to the end of the game and kill enemies that are going to give us like 100. I cannot believe how efficient I am. I'm like a goddamn Prius. So before we get too far into it, there's just 2 more things that I need to mention. The first thing being that I know there's going to be people like,
oh, you should change the game to a different language,
because the text boxes are 15% shorter. Fuck you, man. I'm not going to learn Chinese just to finish Kingdom Hearts 1 a little bit faster. The other thing to mention is that pausing the game does not stop your timer. If you start this game, your timer is going to the point you close the game. So if you die and hit continue, that timer will be added on to your total time. So if you're really struggling for time, what I'm trying to tell you is you better have an IV drip and a piss jug at the ready. Darkseid got battered and I got to Traverse Town in about 20 minutes, which I don't think is too bad considering in that time, I slapped Riku in a race, I fought some shadows, I answered a bunch of dumb questions, and I found 2 logs, a rope, some cloth, 3 mushrooms, 3 fish, 2 coconuts, a bottle of water, and a motherfucking egg.
Does a chicken lay eggs out of its arse?
I thought Traverse Town was going to completely fuck me up, because although it's pretty straightforward, I never seem to get the correct doors in the right order when Donald, Goofy, and Sora are making a fucking Scooby-Doo chase scene. Good thing is about this place that there's only 2 mandatory fights. There's Leon and there's the guard armor. Which luckily after munching 8 power-ups that the game gives you because I'm on beginner difficulty, was about as easy as putting on a shoe that's 4 sizes too big. A shitload of unskippable dialogue later, I got 2 useful tools for what was about to come. 1 was fire, and 2 was dodge roll. Me and my new pals, Dolan and the Goobster, hopped in the gummy whip to fly to Wonderland, and no, by that I do not mean that we sat in a burnt out car and took a bunch of acid. We actually legitimately flew to Wonderland. I don't know the fastest way to do this, but in and amongst a little bit of messing about, I got the quickest piece of evidence possible, and actually managed to keep both Dolan and Gooby in the fight. Obviously, the stubborn cow in the chair still likes to make you fight the pile of bricks, but a quick burst from Sora absolutely losing his shit did the trick pretty damn fast. Quick tea party and lamp lighting session later, I was beating up a deck of cards turned bendy leg monster with a giant key.
This guy got way more health than I thought he had. Proud mode, he'd be fucking dead by now.
There we go. We shot our beam right into that guy's sleepy little mouth, and we are fucking done, mate.
This cat is like the fucking Microsoft Word paperclip. Does anyone remember that bastard? It's like, oh, try clicking this. It's like, I know what I'm doing, man.
Another quick tip for this, if you are going to do it, do not build a gummy ship, man. Just build a cockpit with rockets, because nothing's going to hit you. Luckily, Olympus Coliseum is skippable, so as much as I want to go there just to hear Phil or like, I gotta spruce this place up for the game, and perv on Herc's fat biceps. Unfortunately, we are not going to be landing there. So, like, when an X passes you in the street, I just put my head down and flew right on by like I couldn't see a fucking thing. Next up was Deep Jungle, which mainly consists of animal abuse. Found all 6 slides pretty sharpish, considering that I always forget where the third one is. Deep Jungle is basically just a huge game of musical chairs, but with guns, monkeys, and trees. Joel, my upside-down friend, now might be a good time to avert your eyes, because the lizard is soon to reveal himself. Joel's really scared of the lizard. This fight was borderline abusive.
See ya! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Deep freeze!
The grown man with a double-barreled shotgun that never has to reload got his ass beat in a scrap with a 14-year-old boy equipped with nothing but a device used to get into your house. A dog and a fucking duck. Shortly after that, I shot my load into the wall, got a new keyblade, and I was out of there. The current timer is 1 hour and 6 minutes. Me and the boys got in the fucking gummy whip and skirted back to Traverse Town, charged through some metal bars with nothing but cranium. I spoke to Leon, who's demonstrating some serious skill with that gunblade. I would tell you what he said, but I was mashing the button that quick, I thought my X button was actually going to burst into flames. I watched Merlin perform the same shitty dancing furniture trick that he's been doing for 61 fucking years. Sid, the lovely man, fit a Navi gummy to our ship. We met up with 4 fully grown adults in an abandoned house, and I am not going to go into details. Tussled with the upside down armor.
Come on! Deep freeze!
And Bob's your uncle, we are fucking gone again. Now this time we're at Agrabah. Time of arrival is 1 hour and 6 minutes. Did some classic Kingdom Hearts 1 platforming, operating the largest pair of feet within any of the known universes. The Scorpion Pot Snake Guy fight was insanely quick, but he basically just kind of sat there while I unlocked the shit out of him.
I put that key in that door and locked that motherfucker, didn't I?
Quickly came to discover that the fire large bodies have a huge pool of health, and I'm not fucking about with any of that. 2 things in this world that do my head in. 1, being the fucking lion head that just doesn't want to put his fucking shit down. And 2, being the infinitely irritating Cave of Wonders. How do you even swim up a waterfall? Defies physics is what it does. After spending far too long navigating the Cave of Dicks, it was Jafar. The cheeky bastard will put up a fuck you shield of magic resistance if you shoot too much ice at him, so it got pretty physical towards the end. And then I just had to repeatedly hit a bird and boom, well fucking done. Working on a solid time frame, it was on to Halloween. I forgot about the fucking whale. Monstro gave us the Super Suck 9000 and all of a sudden I was inside him. I hate this whale with all of my being. His insides are too goddamn confusing and I can never get the right door. Somehow this time I got it fucking quicker than usual, to be fair, but it still took far too long. So if you are actively trying to get this trophy, please find a guide before you go through this, because you'll end up more lost than Dora the Explorer trying to find a fucking bridge.
Do you see a bridge?
It's 4 feet in front of you, Dora, for fuck's sake, it's right there! Should have stopped watching this years ago. It took me about 7 minutes to get from the whale's mouth to the whale's ass and beat up the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, grab the high jump. It was pretty good for me, to be honest. Welcome back, you fucking savages. I just wanted to interrupt the video here to thank you all for whatever the fuck happened with the last video, because I was like, oh, 100 views and 10 likes and I'll stick my dick between my toes, and that video got 2.4 thousand views. I can't keep promising crazy shit and not doing it, so my OnlyFans link is in the description below. Go check that shit out. 60 quid a month to see some pretty wild shit. Another thing I wanted to do now that people are actually interacting with the videos is a comment of the week, which easily goes to James, and he said this. Man must be a killer with the ladies because they say confidence is key. You don't necessarily need to be right, just confident. Blinding, outstanding confidence. And oh boy, does it take some confidence to refuse to speak such utter horseshit. Fucking black tea. Next you'll be telling us it's possible to extract with no accidentals. You're living in a dream world, mate. Fuckery aside, great video manual as a riot. Good luck in your dive. So Paris which begins cross paths at some point. James, you're a fucking legend, but unfortunately I will have to report you to the Ministry of Truth, and you have fucked it. So anyway, back to the video. thought of finishing Monstro in like 10 minutes is honestly almost climax-inducing because I hate it here. This dude's digestive tract freaks me out. I mean, look how it moves, man. It's just weird.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
And the inflatable sex toy with teeth is deceased. Now, if there's anything I hate more than Monstro, it's Atlantica. I think I can speak for everyone that's played the game when I say I would rather rotate the camera with the shoulder buttons than play through the slippery adventures of Sora and the gang. Luckily, this world is 100% skippable as well, but unlike what I did with the Colosseum, I made sure to drive past the wet little shits just to flip them off out of the gummy ship window. Okay, the current time is 2 hours and 9 minutes. Halloween Town is deceptively easy. The rule of thumb is to obviously only fight what you need to fight, which doesn't even happen until you need to get through the coffin because you can't physically interact with the shit until you've cleared the ads. The other section here is when you need to extend the... I don't even have a joke for that thing, man. It is so out of the ordinary, I've got nothing to compare it to. But anyway, I got lucky because the little mushroom men spawned and there were only 2 of them. Here's the part of the recipe where we sprinkle in some hardcore parkour and just a dash of child abuse, which actually results in a lovely green door. I'm not the biggest fan of the Oogie Boogie fight, but what I can tell you is that he goes down too fast on beginner difficulty. I've been playing this game since I was like 6 years old, and I only just realized that you can shoot magic at this sack of shit from down at the bottom. I absolutely sniped him, mate. Which definitely didn't do him any good because the dude turned into a house and grew a lot of darkness boils that I had to tickle until they popped. And that's Halloween Town, done in about 20 minutes. The next world on our list involves hanging around with a bloke that dresses like a fairy and sneaks into little girls' bedrooms at night.
She said she was 12.
So at first I was pretty unsure, I'll be honest. Turns out he's a pretty nice guy, so don't judge a book by its cover, alright? He's misunderstood and those charges were dropped. In all seriousness, it took me 12 minutes to finish Neverland. If you were to actually fight everything here, it would obviously take you way longer, but if you're running through it like a lunatic as I was, the world itself is actually much smaller in size than the others, so you've pretty much got Shadow Sora, Hook, and that's it. We actually get a useful Keyblade from this that's a little bit smaller in length than the average, but I'm used to that, to be honest. I always think I've done Hollow Bastion really fast, and then I realise you've got to go back. Mr. Steal Your Keyblade comes in thinking he's all sick. Just you fucking wait until I realise my friends and my power. You have so fucked it. The first part of this is very slow. Press buttons, slide doors, you get it. Did it pretty fast. I normally mess up and trap myself behind one of the doors, but I didn't this time, so that's pretty good. Here's the first time we batter our best mate after stealing back what technically is rightfully his Keyblade, but you know.
My friends are my power.
And then weirdly, there's another puzzle. You've got to get that book there, put it in there, and then get that book to go in there, and then hit that button. Then after that, there's another puzzle. Light the candles, push the thing, push the other thing, fly over there and grab that thing, and then you can drop down and grab 3 more things and put those 4 things into a bigger thing. Nailed it. This is where the climb starts. It's a fucking terrible process if you get it wrong, but if you nail it first try like I did, it's considerably more enjoyable. The game tries to confuse you with all this shit when really, it's just run through here, go up the stairs, get on the magic roundabout, get on the lift, lower both blocks, all while getting smacked about by the fucking wizards that just outright refuse to let you hit them. What's that, mate? You want to hit me, can't? Well, I'm invisible, fuck you, aye. Sorry about the accent. I don't know what happened there. I do apologise. Anyway, this is where you fight Maleficent, the edgy queen of floating platforms. Fun fact, this was my first death of the run, but she is a hashtag trendsetter because the bitch does have a second phase. Phase 1 is, ooh, look at me, I've got a floating rock, and phase 2 is, I am a fucking dragon! I shat on speedrunning strats earlier, but I did use one here. For some reason, stop actually works on Dragon Maleficent, and it's a pain in the anus of a fight without it, so fuck you and your green fire. You are dead as dicks. Current time is 3 hours and 10 minutes. Once you're at the top, you've got the pleasure of realising you did all that just to rescue some Disney princesses that have not been mentioned throughout the entire game so far. But wait, there's more! To do so, you have to have a physical fight with your best friend. What a deal. Rico makes me want to jam spoons in my eyes in this fight. The motherfucker is so salty that he's about to lose. He just starts spunking dark magic everywhere.
Tell me what happened.
Shut up, Leon. We have not got time for that. We're back in my favourite world, and I decided to fight some Doonas here because I died a couple of times, so I guess I needed the levels. And now we're rocking the Oathkeeper and a new gummy ship. I stuck a bigger rocket and a gun on it. Do not listen to these chipmunks. The fuzzy little bastards are going to tell you that you've got shit to do elsewhere, but they are lying. You are busy. Without any idea what it was, Sora and the gang saw fit to drive into a random wormhole, which conveniently ends up right outside the world that we need to be at. This time round, we're here for considerably less time, but we do have to climb the bullshit tower again. Current time is 3 hours and 40 minutes. This is the first behemoth fight, which is basically mount the ass, attack the head, and also gravity. You get Omega Arts for this, which inspired me to change my equipment for the first time. And just like that, we're at the end of the world. There's a few fights you have to do here, so I'll just run through them. The first bit has these pointy rocks, so I just follow the direction they point, and then it seems to make life a little easier. Also, let's give Tetsuya Nomura some credit for beating Miyazaki to the mimic chest trend. Next bit is your mum's, the huge chasm. Luckily, the misunderstood Pixie Man gave us the power of flight. So you can just gracefully float on down to the end. This room kinda sucks, and by kinda sucks, I mean it can literally eat a bottomless bag of dicks. Square Enix were just like, yeah, let's take the most aneurysm-inducing enemies in the game and force the player to fight them until they can't take any more, and then make them fight the last boss. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. Yes, you have to address him by his full title, because he could be Riku, he could be Xehanort, and there's like 8 Ansems. So, Phase 1 is just a floating guy that shouts, "Come, Guardian!" as if his unborn sperm cells are going to come and defend him from the sheer ass-whooping he's about to receive. Phase 2 is Darkseid for the 3rd time. I deleted him. Check this shit out. And Phase 3 is more Come Guardian, but this time he'll possess you, and if you just mash an X like me, he'll grab you from the back and hold you while his mate smacks you up high school bully style. After that is where it gets super anime. In true Kingdom Hearts final boss style, he turns himself into a boat. There's just too many jokes to be made about that. We're going to have to move on or we'll be here all day. It's long, it's drawn out, and honestly, it's a little too much, but it was basically just arrow and spam attack. It took me 20 minutes to do this fight, and the timer before I went in was at about 4 hours and 20 minutes, making this a sub 5-hour run, which is less than a third of the time given to earn this trophy. Honestly, if you wanted, you could get the trophies for not changing equipment and not using to continue in the same run. I could probably grind it to level 100 in the time I had left, but there was just no need. Seriously, special thanks to the savages that made it to the end of this video. I appreciate it so much, and if you could stick a like on it, that helps me out a lot. I'll see you fuckers next time.